want you guys to know about a 6,000-year-old secret. 6,000 years, mankind has been trying to decipher this one little thing called the flower of life.
Imagine a lost recipe whispered about for centuries, a hidden scripture that unlocks the key for something great, something we are not prepared for, a relic that holds the key to the secret of the universe. That is the Emerald Tablet. This mysterious tablet isn't actually green, nor even made out of emerald, but it sure holds a great amount of information from a time that has since been lost. For centuries, alchemists, the early scientists of their time, puzzled over its meaning. They believed it held the key to transforming ordinary things into gold. No one knows exactly where the Emerald Tablet came from. It first appeared in ancient Arabic writings, credited to a very wise man named Hermes. But some believe Hermes might not have been real, or perhaps even an alien visitor. The tablet itself is a puzzle filled with cryptic messages. Is it a scientific manual holding the key to everything, or a message from a long-lost civilization, unveiling the mystery of the Emerald Tablet? William Hawke throws open the doors to a fascinating and, some might say, fantastical world with his theory of the Emerald Tablet. This legendary object, described as a glowing green stone etched with raised symbols, not engravings, is said to be the wellspring of powerful ancient knowledge. Here's where things get intriguing. Hawke believes that the Emerald Tablet is incredibly old, possibly over 2,000 years. He even suggests it was once a liquid molded and hardened to mimic a real emerald. But the story doesn't end there. The inscription's author, FFF, who some identify as Hermes Trismegistus, meaning thrice greatest, is said to have mastered the physical, mental, and spiritual realms. Hawke's work takes a bold leap, proposing that many modern spiritual and philosophical movements, from Gnosticism to Freemasonry, even Buddhism and yoga, all trace their roots back to this enigmatic figure, tracing spiritual lineages to the Emerald Tablet. Adding another layer of mystery, Hawke suggests Hermes wasn't just one being, but three. This theory proposes Thoth, an Atlantean who gifted humanity godlike knowledge and writing, as the first incarnation. Akhenaten, an Egyptian pharaoh credited with creating the first monotheistic religion, is believed to be the second, rediscovering the tablet. Finally, Balinus, a contemporary of Jesus, supposedly unearthed the tablet hidden by Alexander the Great. William Hawke's exploration of the Emerald Tablet deepens with the story of Balinus. This dedicated scholar supposedly devoted his life to deciphering the tablet's secrets. The results, according to Hawke, were phenomenal. Balinus is said to have not only mastered the tablet's knowledge, but also achieved incredible feats, like influencing powerful rulers and even escaping imprisonment. Balinus's teachings are presented by Hawke, offer a fascinating perspective. He believed that a divine spark, the soul, resides within each of us. Through multiple lifetimes reincarnation, the soul strives to evolve and reach its full potential. But what about practical application? Hawke, in his video, delves into three core principles, consistently found in the True Emerald Tablet translation, according to him. These principles, he argues, can empower viewers to create the life they desire by understanding and using them. Hawke's journey, however, wasn't without its bumps. He initially encountered disappointment with a popular book called the Kybalion, which supposedly presented the Emerald Tablet's teachings. This, according to Hawke, motivated him to seek a more accurate translation. His quest, he claims, led him to profound insights and personal transformation. The plot thickens when comparing the three core principles with the 7 laws of the Kybalion and other recurring themes. A key element, according to Hawke, lies in understanding the translation itself. This translation, he suggests, emphasizes the concept of a single source manifesting in the physical and mental realms. This aligns with various religious ideas, but with a twist. Hermetic traditions, Hawke suggests, prefer a view of the divine that isn't personified, like a god, but rather a universal force. William Hawke dives deeper into the Emerald Tablet, focusing on a key phrase attributed to the ancient scholar Balinus, "As above, so below." This powerful statement, according to Hawke, reflects the interconnectedness of everything in the universe. Imagine a mirror. What happens above is mirrored below. This principle suggests a world of duality, where opposites exist together and change is a constant force, embracing change with the Emerald's Tablet wisdom. Understanding this duality, Hawk argues, is the key to overcoming stagnation. Feeling stuck, the Emerald Tablet, as interpreted by Hawk, encourages you to embrace change and allow yourself to evolve. Hawk goes a step further by drawing on personal experience. He admits to clinging to ineffective advertising strategies in his business simply because they worked for others. However, recognizing this outdated belief allowed him to pivot and explore more successful approaches. This willingness to adapt, says Hawk, is crucial for personal and professional growth. The takeaway here is simple yet powerful. Don't be afraid to break free from ineffective patterns. Just because something worked in the past doesn't mean it's the best path forward. William Hawk's exploration of the Emerald Tablet takes another fascinating turn with the concept of duality. This principle, present in both ancient Eastern teachings and the Emerald Tablet, according to Hawk, suggests the world is in constant flux, everything forever evolving. Recognizing and accepting this, Hawk argues, can be liberating. Self-imposed limitations can crumble away when we embrace the ever-changing nature of reality. And Hawk doesn't stop there. He encourages us to question and even discard outdated beliefs that might be hindering our growth. Letting go of these mental roadblocks, he suggests, paves the way for new possibilities and a more fulfilling life. Interestingly, Hawk finds a connection between the Kybalion, a popular book on Hermetic philosophy, and ancient texts. Both, he argues, emphasize the principle of as above, so below. This powerful idea suggests that our external reality is a reflection of our internal state. Want to change your world? Change yourself first, according to the wisdom of the Emerald Tablet. But how do we achieve this internal transformation? Hawk suggests self-awareness is the key. This involves looking beyond fleeting experiences and identities to discover our true essence. Think of it as peeling back the layers of the onion to reveal the core. This self-awareness, Hawk proposes, is the unchanging observer within us, witnessing the constant flow of life. By tapping into this awareness, we gain clarity and resilience. We become better equipped to navigate life's challenges and create a more fulfilling reality, all thanks to the ancient wisdom of the Emerald Tablet. William Hawk's exploration of the Emerald Tablet takes on an introspective turn, drawing inspiration from Sri Ramana Maharishi's profound book, Who Am I? This book, according to Hawk, offers a powerful method for transcending our limited sense of self, the identity we build around thoughts, feelings, and experiences. Imagine three planes of existence: physical, the body; mental, the mind; and spiritual, awareness. Hawk, referencing Maharishi, suggests the true awareness resides beyond these planes. It's pure, formless, and limitless. The key to unlocking this awareness, Hawk proposes, lies in becoming the observer. Think of a witness watching a play. Similarly, we can learn to observe our own thoughts and feelings without getting caught up in them. When we can witness a thought, there's a separation between us and the thought itself. The simple act reveals we are not our thoughts. The same principle applies to emotions. We can feel an emotion arise, but by observing it, creating a space between ourselves and the feeling, we recognize we are not our emotions either. But the journey doesn't stop there. Hawk, through Maharishi's teachings, suggests observing the observer itself. By going deeper, we realize we are not even the act of watching. This is the gateway to discovering our true essence, that which exists beyond simply being. The metaphor of a still pond is used to illustrate this point. Just as a still pond reflects the sun perfectly, a mind free from ripples of thought reflects pure awareness. Our false ideas about ourselves are like those ripples, obscuring our true nature. The path to self-discovery involves removing these ripples, our limiting beliefs and self-imposed identities. William Hawk's exploration of the Emerald Tablet delves deeper into self-discovery, drawing a parallel between focused attention and our sense of self. Imagine a cluttered desk. Your focus naturally goes to the objects in the foreground, making it difficult to notice the vast space beyond them, the wall. Similarly, Hawk suggests our attention gets snagged on the foreground of our minds, our thoughts, worries, and desires. These mental objects obscure the vast background, our true essence, pure awareness. Hawk introduces a profound Eastern yogic method, self-inquiry. This practice, he explains, is a journey of the intellect, a path that goes beyond the limitations of the mind. Through persistent self-questioning, we peel back the layers of identity, ultimately reaching a state of pure awareness, a state of where we simply are. The implications of this journey are life-changing, according to Hawk. By anchoring ourselves in awareness, we become unshakable. External events no longer control us. We become the calm observer rather than the one swept away by the waves of emotion and circumstances. Hawk himself has been practicing self-inquiry for years, and he credits it with allowing him to consciously choose who he wants to be in the world. No longer a slave to his pre-programmed reactions, he can now show up authentically as his best self. Here's a key concept Hawk emphasizes: the formless gives rise to form. Think of a sculptor. The formless block of marble becomes a beautiful statue. Similarly, our formless awareness gives rise to the ever-changing forms of our thoughts and experiences. The key to self-inquiry, Hawk explains, is simple observation. Notice every thought, feeling, and sensation that arises without judgment. Allow it to exist, but don't identify with it. Ask yourself, to whom does this thought occur? The answer might be me. But then the deeper question arises, who is this me? Who am I? Hawk warns against getting caught up in finding the right answer. The initial response might be based on your identity. I'm John, I live in California, etc. But the true inquiry goes beyond that. It delves into the essence of who you truly are, the root that connects you to all beings, the vast awareness beyond the bubble of your individual thoughts. Hawk describes a personal transformation, becoming less and less affected by external events. This inner stability, he argues, is the key to becoming a powerful creator in your own life. Free from the sway of other people's opinions and external circumstances, you can discover your unique path and connect with your authentic self. Hawk encourages you to explore this law of awareness that has transformed his life. He recommends a certain book, but emphasizes that simply asking 2 key questions is enough to begin your journey. Number 1, observe a thought. To whom does it arise? Number 2, who am I? These questions, Hawk suggests, pave the way for the third and final law found in the Emerald Tablet. According to his interpretation, the law of transmutation. The Emerald Tablet, Hawk suggests, mentions this principle directly, using the imagery of Earth carrying something in its belly and wind nourishing it. This, he explains, represents a transformation of states, a form of alchemy. In ancient times, the ultimate achievement was mastery of alchemy, the ability to turn lead into gold. However, Hawk argues the Emerald Tablet uses this metaphor on a deeper level. The true base metal to be transmuted is our own internal state. The goal is to transform our inner power into something far more valuable, enlightenment, a complete transformation of our being. This elevated state, Hawk suggests, is what allowed figures like Hermes to achieve seemingly miraculous feats. William Hawk's exploration of the Emerald Tablet takes another turn, focusing on a key concept, the Philosopher's Stone. This legendary alchemical substance, traditionally believed to turn lead into gold, holds a deeper meaning according to Hawk. The true Philosopher's Stone, Hawk argues, resides within each of us. It's the power of imagination. This potent force, he suggests, is the key to personal transformation and the safeguard against succumbing to limiting beliefs. Think about it. Society often tries to dictate our paths, shutting down our unique perspectives. But imagination, as Einstein famously said, is the fuel that drives progress. Without the freedom to imagine, we become slaves to other people's expectations, doomed to live someone else's dream. Hawk emphasizes the importance of cultivating your imagination, and he shares a powerful method, visualization. He describes a personal journey where he consistently visualized his ideal life, picturing success in vivid detail. This practice, combined with unwavering belief, led him to achieve remarkable results, building a thriving business and fulfilling his dreams. The secret sauce, according to Hawk, lies in connecting imagination with emotion. When you visualize your goals and couple them with strong positive feelings, you create a powerful synergy between the mind and the heart. This, Hawk suggests, allows us to master all 3 planes of existence: physical, mental, and spiritual. Hawk warns against living a life dictated by shoulds. Societal expectations may not resonate with your true desires. He encourages you to listen to your heart, the voice that often gets silenced by external pressures. Reconnecting with your heart's desires, Hawk argues, is crucial for creating a life that feels authentic and fulfilling. Now, let's delve into what Terrence Howard has got to say about the Emerald Tablet scriptures.
20 years ago, you're the same person that you were then. If you lose that little spark that kept you motivated, that little piece, like this is my vocation. I love acting half the time, but there's some downfalls of it. You know, a lot of actors end up with personality identity crisis and conflicts because you have so many characters you're playing. And if you really commit to the characters, you become like a piece of clothing. And your body becomes what they put on. And the character has a tendency of wanting to own you. They don't let go.
Howard uses Anthony Hopkins' portrayal of Hannibal Lecter as a cautionary tale. The character's monstrous nature, Howard suggests, lingered within Hopkins to some degree. This is what made the performance so believable, but it also highlights the potential risk of blurring the lines between character and actor. Howard himself admits to experiencing this. He describes playing a character named Lucius, who is filled with turmoil. The emotional weight of that role, combined with his own personal struggles, created a heavy burden. He emphasizes the crucial need to find time to reconnect with your true self amidst all the roles you play in life. The core message here is simple yet profound. Never lose sight of who you are. There's a danger of looking in the mirror one day and not recognizing the person staring back. Howard suggests that this loss of self often begins around adolescence, when we start pushing aside our inner voice, the one that guides and protects us.
Now, you know, this is one of the oldest symbols in human history, right? Or do you not know? This symbol was found in the Temple of Osiris in Egypt, and it had been molecularly burned into the wall. And it's 6,000 years old. This same symbol has been found in the forbidden temples in China, sitting under the fufu dogs, and the foot on it, the flower of life, saying whoever controlled that flower of life controlled the universe.
Challenging scientific orthodoxy. Terrence Howard takes William Hawke's exploration of the Emerald Tablet on a surprising detour, delving into the nature of reality itself. Howard argues that our current understanding of the universe might be fundamentally flawed. His central theme is the concept of straight lines. Science, Howard suggests, has been misled by this force on straight lines. He argues that everything in the universe is in motion, and motion is inherently curved. Think galaxies or waves. Nature, according to Howard, doesn't operate in straight lines. This focus on straight lines, Howard suggests, is exemplified by our reliance on Euclidean geometry. He proposes that this entire system of thought misses the true essence of the universe, which is inherently curved and cyclical. Howard goes even further, challenging the very foundation of mathematics. He uses the square root of 2 as an example. When squared and then cubed repeatedly, a specific loop emerges, a pattern that seems illogical and defies traditional mathematical understanding. This loop, according to Howard, is just one example highlighting the shortcomings of our current understanding. He proposes an audit of mathematics and the Platonic solids, geometric shapes believed to be the building blocks of the universe. Howard believes a new way of thinking with a focus on conjugations, a mathematical operation involving complex numbers, will offer a more accurate picture of how reality works. Toward an interstellar future.
Well, here we are on this planet. Can I do that point? Our planet is moving away from our sun at 6 inches a year. You guys know that. 15 centimeters a year, our planet is pushing away from the sun. So in less than 500 million years, our planet will be out of the Goldilocks zone. We'll be somewhere near where Mars is, somewhere halfway between there. So life will not be able to be sustained on this planet anymore. So if we're going to be able to sustain ourselves as a species, we have to become interstellar.
Terrence Howard injects another fascinating perspective into William Hawke's exploration of the Emerald Tablet. Here, Howard tackles big questions about the nature of reality, death, and even the power source of our sun, exploring the eternal nature of existence. First, Howard approaches the topic with a healthy dose of skepticism. He readily admits his initial doubts about the ideas presented, particularly the electric sun model. This theory proposes that the sun's energy comes from external forces, not nuclear fusion as traditionally believed and proven by science. The lack of conclusive evidence for neutrinos, byproducts of nuclear fusion, fuels Howard's questioning of the mainstream explanation. Howard then circles back to the flower of life, a geometric symbol that has piqued his interest. He shares a childhood fascination with bubbles. Their spherical form a manifestation of a universal principle, according to Howard. Everything expands as a sphere, he suggests, while contraction happens in geometric forms. Think of ripples in a pond, a perfect example of this interplay between expansion and contraction. This discussion about spheres and geometry takes an unexpected turn when Howard introduces the concept of reincarnation. He argues that life isn't a one-time rodeo. We exist across multiple lifetimes, our essence, pure energy, simply refolding and unfolding in an eternal cycle. Howard even suggests that with focus and awareness, we can recall glimpses of our past lives, those moments of feeling connected to something bigger than our physical bodies. He proposes are echoes of our eternal existence. Interestingly, Howard links this concept of rebirth to his own childhood experience. He describes a precocious understanding of the flower of life at a young age, suggesting that knowledge from a past life might have carried over. He emphasizes that energy doesn't die, it simply transforms and reboots, making us all fundamentally eternal. The core takeaway here is both comforting and thought-provoking. Howard challenges us to move beyond the fear of death. We are not limited to this single lifetime, he argues. We are part of a vast cyclical existence, and the essence of who we are transcends the physical realm. Whether you subscribe to Howard's specific ideas about the electric sun or reincarnation is up to you. But his core message is clear: embrace the mystery of existence, question assumptions, and explore the possibility that there's more to life than meets the eye. Rethinking mathematical foundations. Terrence Howard takes center stage once more, delving even deeper into the rabbit hole of questioning fundamental truths. This time, his focus is on the very foundation of mathematics, numbers. Howard challenges the traditional understanding of numbers, particularly multiplication. He questions the logic behind statements like 1 times 0 equals 0. This, he argues, creates a conflict with the principle of conservation of energy. Energy can't disappear. He compares it to Stephen Hawking's ideas about information loss at the event horizon of black holes. Howard suggests that the limitations of our current mathematical system might be hindering our understanding of the universe. He references a historical figure, Richard Dover, who challenged the Dewey Decimal System and proposes a similar overhaul of mathematics itself. The conversation then shifts to consciousness and energy. Howard finds similarities between his views and Dr. Robert Lanza's theory of biocentrism, which emphasizes the role of consciousness in reality. Following this, Howard revisits his concept of harmonic wave sequencing, a method he believes can address disease like cancer. He dives into the science behind DNA, explaining how its structure resonates at specific frequencies. Illness, according to Howard, arises when these frequencies become disrupted. Harmonic wave sequencing, he proposes, uses specific frequencies to reharmonize the DNA and restore health. Howard emphasizes the simplicity and elegance of this approach, suggesting it eliminates the need for invasive procedures. He even mentions collaborating with a doctor who has successfully treated AIDS and cancer using this method. The discussion concludes with Howard pondering the connection between our flawed understanding of numbers and economic problems. He criticizes the use of currency, a system he sees as inherently imbalanced. He proposes a shift towards a model that harnesses the universe's energy more efficiently, achieving a state of over-unity where the whole becomes greater than the sum of its parts. Do you want to see the world in 2D or do you want to see it in 3D? Because our math right now is 2D. Our math is black and white and stick figures. I want the world in multicolor spectral vision. As you're saying, 1b times 1b is equal to 2 pounds, but it's 1b squared, which doesn't make any sense because you've got a square unit squared, 1 pound squared.